Alright, we are playing Hidetsugu and Kairi in Historic Brawl. It's going to be a Dimir control slash mid-range shell that's going to use Hidetsugu and Kairi's effect when it dies. So Hidetsugu and Kairi is a 5/4 flyer, which is already pretty solid. But when it enters the battlefield, you draw 3 cards, and then you can put 2 cards from your hand, or you have to put 2 cards from your hand on top of your library in any order. When Hidetsugu and Kairi dies, you exile the top card of your library. Target opponent loses life equal to its mana value. If it's an instant or sorcery card, you may cast it without paying its mana cost. So, like I said, we're kind of a Dimir control slash mid-rangey shell. So we have a lot of removal spells, a lot of ways to fill up the opponent's graveyard if we need to. Some ways to draw cards that help us kind of get to where we want to go. Some make sure that we have in our hand what we want to have in our hand, because obviously we want to manipulate the top of our deck for when Hidetsugu and Kairi dies. Some of the cards that we really like to hit. With all the removal that we have, if the opponent plays a creature deck, Rise of the Dark Realms is really nice because we can really take over the game there. Breach the Multiverse is always nice to hit. There's always a really good chance that you have a couple good hits from that. Plus, again, this is 9 damage to face. This can be 7 damage to face. So Hidetsugu and Kairi can really hit hard there. Seagate Restoration is really nice to hit with its 7 mana, drawing some cards. Another one that's really nice to point out is Commit a Memory. Memory is kind of nice because you reload your hand. Opponent does as well, but if you have Narset on the board, that's pretty sweet, which we do run Narset here. But even then, even if it's just a memory and you both reload your hands, it does damage equal to the accumulated mana value of these 2 cards as 1 card. So that's the 4 mana of Commit and the 6 mana of Memory. So this thing does 10 damage if it pulls from the top of your library when Hidetsugu and Kairi dies. So that's pretty solid. So let's go ahead and get into some games, and I'll show you what Hidetsugu and Kairi can do. Okay, we are playing against Obnixila's Captive Kingpin, which is a new card from Aftermath. So I expect they're going to have a lot of things that deal 1 damage. I don't have a black source here, so we're just going to go ahead and mulligan this. This is a lot better because we have some removal. I expect a lot of little creatures because of the 1 damage. So let's go ahead and keep this. Yep. Okay, so we have a board wipe. That's pretty sweet too. This can get out of hand quickly. So whenever 1 or more opponents each lose exactly 1 life, this gets +1/+1 counter, exile the top card of your library, and until the next end step you may play that card. They're already going off here, so if they have Oven, that would be a bad day. Let's go ahead, and is this a Swamp Island? Yes, it is, so we can play this untapped, and let's pass the turn. Okay, that's a bit of a nombo, the number 2 section here, but I guess that's fine with them. We'll go ahead and take this and see what they come up with. I'm not worried about things that deal more than 1 damage right now. That'll be a problem for later. Okay, so that ends with a +1/+1 counter, which is fine. So that does not work with Obnixila's. What else? I might just take out the Cauldron Familiar here because that does allow Obnixila's to get counters. I could also just wait for... Well, I can always kill Obnixila's later. That needs to die. That is definitely what's going to die right now. Because that is going to make a lot of 1/1s. We don't want anything that can do 1 damage. So let's go ahead and do this. And we'll take out the Familiar. So as long as they don't get Oven, we're in good shape. So I'm going to take 4 damage here. I just need to keep drawing lands. I'll be in decent shape. If they have a land here, they'll probably play out Ob. If they do that, I will kill it. I was thinking of building this, but I hadn't played a control deck in a while in Historic Brawl, so I figured I'd go that route for a little bit. Ooh, that's really good. Okay, so I just need to keep drawing lands. Okay, that's actually a pretty good hit. So let's go ahead and drop this. Do I just Liliana Minus? That seems pretty bad, doesn't it? I can play this out, but then I lose my removal. Whenever or another creature, I'm talking about lose 1 life, you gain 1 life, so that does... Because Obnix is not just 1 damage, it's losing exactly 1 life, so it's also drain effects. So I think I need to kill the Blood Artist, but then I lose another 2 life. I'll go down to 10 after next turn. I think that's what I should do. And I can play this out. This is a 4/4 flyer, or I can play Hidetsugu out. They don't seem to be running a lot of removal. Or I just have them play this out and I kill that. That seems better. That does seem better. As long as they don't have an undying effect, we're in good shape. Okay, so they're just going to swing here with just a 1. Okay, that's fine. I think they're afraid of a counter, maybe? Duress. That doesn't work on this. Kind of thinks I'm probably going to lose my blood on snow here, but that's what I would take. That's a pretty decent top deck of the opponent. I think I'm going to go ahead and take this now. And play Hidetsugu and Kairi next turn. Okay. It's a bit of a nombo with Rise of the Dark Realm, so that's kind of a bummer. Now I could Liliana Minus first. I'll go down to 7. They only have 1 creature, and then I play Hidetsugu and Kairi after that. I can play Murderer's Rider, kind of keep him back. That's not bad either. Let's do that. That way they have to draw removal or attack into life gain. See how lucky they get? Opponent didn't have a bad hand. They just didn't have a chance to go off. Yeah, this is fine, and then they'll probably kill my Murderer's Rider, but that's not a big deal. I do gain the life, and I get the Murderer's Rider back in the graveyard or the library. Oh! Ouch! So they were thinking of trading this. I thought that was going to happen too, but we forgot about Kumano. If a creature dealt damage this turn by a source you control would die, exile it instead. I guess that counts for the combat of itself and Shambling Guest. So they couldn't get rid of the Murderer's Rider. I'm going to assume this was a dead card, and next turn I was going to be able to play Hidetsugu and Kairi, put either of these on top, which granted this one right now would be bad. This is more of a late game card, but yeah, I guess the opponent just kind of ran out of steam there. Yeah, so if I would build this deck, I don't think I would include Kumano simply because that number 2, unless you have something you can follow up with it on turn 2, where it's not necessarily a 1-power creature. So if they would have played the Pyromancer on turn 2, it wouldn't have been so bad. But they just didn't have enough gas, so playing out the Young Pyromancer without having a instant or sorcery to follow it up on. Blood Artist is a really good inclusion. So there's a lot of really cool ways to build this deck to make Obnixils really powerful, but they just didn't get the chance to get there. So not saying their deck building is bad, but it just didn't seem to connect the way it should have. So maybe they just got unlucky, but good game. All right, we're playing it against Asika, God of the Tree. So I'm going to expect a lot of big, powerful hitters. We do have a counterspell in hand. Hostage Taker, Grim Tutor. This is not a bad hand. I would have liked more removal, but counterspell and opening hand's pretty sweet, so got that and lands going for us, so we'll keep. I think we got to make sure we've got the 2 blue first before we do anything else. Oh, let's not be super obvious. Let's go and do that. I'm not too worried about a turn 2 play here. Put a ramp. And let's go ahead and play this. Do I want a Green Tutor now? What would I even get? I don't have anything that gets rid of enchantments, I don't think. Except for Invoke Despair. Do I have to reveal it? I don't. So Invoke Despair might actually be a really good card here. So they've got 1, 2, 3, they'll have 4 mana. Yeah, let's go ahead and get Invoke Despair. Invoke Despair can be really good here. Now, if they duress me, that would really be unfortunate, but it is what it is. What does this go for? Green? Okay. And an Arcane Signet. Ramp away opponent. So I might just let them resolve their first Prismatic Bridge. Maybe? I don't know. Or I can wait and counterspell and play Hidetsugu next turn, and then maybe put Invoke Despair on the top. Seems pretty decent too. Growth Spiral. Makes sense? Okay, we got another island. And what is that? And 1 mana, look at the top card. If it's a land, you may put it on the battlefield tapped. If you don't put it on the battlefield, that's pretty good. Do I want to counter that? 1, 2, 3. Nah. No, I expect they're going to use a lot of their mana. So, now, ooh, Brazen Borrower is really good. That is really good. Okay. If I play this and he gets countered, that's not terrible, because then I can invoke a spare next turn. So I think we just go for it. Didn't get countered. So let's go ahead and draw some stuff. 2 cards in my library. Let's go ahead and do Invoke Despair and solve the equation. I don't know what I would get with that, but we'll figure that out later. Let's go Invoke Despair up top. If they destroy my creature now, I'll kind of get punished for it, but that's a gamble we gotta take. I think they're gonna try to get land with this. Okay, sweet. Doom Whisper is really good because it helps kind of control what I have at the top of my library. There's that. Beginning of their upkeep, so probably have some counters for that. So I think I'm gonna start with Brazen Borrower. Let's go ahead and attack, see what they do. Let's go ahead and wait till end step, maybe. They have a counter for the Brazen Borrower that's going to really stink. I'm assuming they have a counter anyway, right? So they might get one thing off of this. Oh, it just went through my end step there? That's unfortunate. So let's go ahead and... Wow, okay. I kind of messed up there. Of course they get it to Fairy, because why not? I definitely goofed there, but Invoke Spare can still take care of all of that. That's fine, honestly. Let's take it back. Not a big deal. No, I'll draw it later. If they have a way for me to shuffle my library, that'd be a bad day. Done that to my opponent a couple times. Okay, do I care about that? I mean, I might as well counter it. Because then my Invoke Spare can pretty much take care of everything else. So let's go ahead and do that. 1, 2, 3, 4. They have 4 mana still. I don't know if they run counter spells. I'm sure they do some at least, but... let's see if we get a stick here. I think we just go ahead and try to do this. And put this back in their hand. So your next turn. Oh, that is painful. Okay. So my opponent is kind of slapping me around here a little bit. So I think we just go ahead and play my strongest card here. We'll just help to invoke Despair next turn. Okay. Okay, be a bad hit. Come on. Of course it's not a bad hit.
There's no job too tough for me to handle.
Let's go ahead and... no, I don't want that. If I put Hidetsugu back in my graveyard, will I get to choose to put it back in command zone? I think I need something better. No, we'll just keep it like that. Rude opponent, rude.
Keep up the pace.
Now we just have to hope that they don't have a counter spell in hand. That could be Doomscar, it could be Ulrin's Epiphany, it could be Saw It Coming. And please. No question. Alright, let's see if we can make this happen, because this can't exile again, but if I play this and they counter it. Invoke Despair will only hit one, so it got considerably worse. I could try to search for blood on the snow. I think I have to try this, and if it fails, I might just go on to the next game. I don't know. So I'm not going to have an answer for this otherwise. I really goofed that one where I let it go through the end step. Thought I was going to have another stick on the end step, but I didn't. Okay, so they'll probably lose the Gaia here. I'll be able to play Prismatic Bridge again. I don't really think I have an answer for it, but they have so much mana right now. Okay. One, two, 3, 4, 5. We still have 5 mana. I feel like I should have countered this too. So I think I made 2 big mistakes in this game. I should have countered this, and I should have put this back in hand before end step. See what else they have here. Trying to think, I'm kind of stuck on lands here a little bit. Granted, I put 1 in the bin. Murderous Rider on Teferi is probably the way to go here. I don't think I have anything that can get rid of that. Unless I can get something back out of my graveyard. What's the opponent doing here? Lose connection or something? Or did they take off? Okay, so the opponent went through their turn. We'll go ahead and see if we can get rid of Teferi. No, we'll just kind of go from there. Looks like our opponent might have left. We'll see. Yeah, unfortunately, I think my opponent might have some connection issues. Let's see if they come back in time. Because I'm definitely really far behind here. They have so much mana. The Prismatic Bridge that I really don't have an answer to. That's a Fairy Protection came on time for them, but really, like I said before, I should have countered this. Should have put this back in hand during main phase. Okay. That's unfortunate. Not how I like to win, so this was a... Oh yeah, it was a Doomscar, so that was my first choice there. Alright, we're playing against Atali Primal Conqueror, which is a really bad matchup for us, because we really, unless we counter this, we don't have good ways to get rid of that, and they tend to ramp super fast. If you want to check out my previous video, I did Atali as a commander. It is very powerful. This is a terrible hand against them. It's not much better, but at least I'll be able to destroy some stuff, so we'll go ahead and keep. No mana accelerants. Can I keep? Will I survive till turn 5? They'll probably get Atali out by turn 4 or 5. Hostage Taker is pretty fun, but I don't have a way to play their Atali, because I will not have enough mana. I don't know what's going to be better. Counters would be better, but this is not a terrible hand, so I think I should keep it. Play the duel first. Alright, don't have turn 1 ramp, please. Okay. Spells can't be countered. Well, at least I didn't keep a hand with counter, so that helps, I guess. Okay, tap land on 2. That's pretty good for us. Take 1 damage. No play. Okay, that's good. I like that. Keep on going slow, opponent. I like that. Take your time. Take your time. It's all good. 3. Fable. Okay, that's somewhat. But we are going to put a stop to that quickly. Exile another target creature or artifact. You will do that. And take out the goblin. As of right now, I just want to stop them from going too fast. Okay, they put a land in the bin and a dragon. Okay, so now they're going to 6 lands. And that is that. Doom Whisper, that is pretty good. So I can control what's at the top of my library, which I like that. I will do that. That way, at least I can make sure that they whiff from me. I think I'll just attack with Hostage Shaker. Doom Whisper is really good against them because then they only have their own card that they can hit. I can control what's at the top of my library and just make them whiff. I'll see if I can like hit a counter spell or something like that. Tap land. Okay. That's actually pretty good. Solemn. So I can... Yeah, let's do that. I do want the Malachir Rebirth. Then... kind of need his land. As long as I can top deck the land here. Well, not top deck, I have Doom Whisper. If I can find an untapped land, then... that's a dinosaur. I can wipe everything out but keep my Doom Whisper. That seems pretty good. Could also play Hidetsugu. Put something at the top of my library that Atali doesn't really want. That seems pretty good too. That actually seems pretty good too. Let's go ahead and do that. That way I keep kind of putting pressure on my opponent. So let's go ahead and put this and this at the top. Yep. Okay, and let's go ahead and swing at the opponent. So far, we're not in bad shape. I have ways to kill the Atali. Need another land to do so. Portal. Portal. Okay, let's change what we're doing here. Nope. That I did not expect. What are you doing about... Oh. Oh. Yep. Okay. Portal it is. Portal away. Yep. Go ahead and kill my stuff. Do I want it back in the command zone? Will I bring back Hidetsugu? Or anything else? I think I bring back Hidetsugu. Decline. Yep, thank you. Yeah, I'll take Inferno. And I'll take Hidetsugu. Thank you. Where are you going, opponent? Where are you going? That was such a good portal. That was such a good portal. I was so concerned for a second there until my Doom Whisperer got my Breach to Multiverse and took your chunky flyer. There we go. Got to be careful when you kill Hidetsugu and Kairi, especially with Doom Whisperer on the board. So, quick recap. I always like to play 3 games before I go into the recap. Unfortunately, number 2 kind of got cut short, but here we are. I think that last game especially really showed what Hidetsugu and Kairi can do. I think if you play Hidetsugu and Kairi in Brawl, obviously Doom Whisper is such a powerful inclusion. You want to control what's at the top of your deck. I was able to do that in this game. Doom Whisper also really shuts down Atali. Like, well, it doesn't really shut it down, but it prevents your opponent from hitting something that you don't want them to hit on your side of the deck. So Doom Whisperer was MVP in that last game. Being able to get to that, breach the multiverse, was just super powerful. Really, one of the two cards I was looking for is either that or Rise of the Dark Realms, which would have been super powerful as well against them. So I guess they didn't like that we stole their stuff. That was their game, but honestly, that's Hidetsugu and Kairi is pretty solid. I don't think it's like top tier. What do you call that? Like horror Q or type material for Brawl, but it is really powerful, and I've been having pretty solid success with this deck. So Hidetsugu Kairi, super fun. I'll put the deck list or the link to it in the comments or in the description of this video. Make sure you like and subscribe. I've been doing more Historic Brawl, so I'll be doing some videos on that from time to time, and then, of course, my card rankings as per usual. Let me know what you think. Let me know if there are some cards that you think, like, hey, why didn't you put that in the deck? And maybe I just didn't think about it, and I'll put that in for next time. So thank you so much for watching, and enjoy the new set. Thanks.